Okay. Hello, everybody. Final day. Happy Mindful Morning, day 3, and masterclass. Our final ones tonight. Oh my gosh. I have bags under my eyes. Really bad. Probably because this week has been extremely... I'm going to see if I can do something here. Hold on. Has been extremely hectic. There, let's see. Let's do that and see if that'll work. Okay. Maybe. Will that do it? I don't want it to... Okay. I hate this one. I miss my other one, you guys. So bad. Okay. We're here! 3 days. We did 3 days of this. You guys, that's amazing. That is saying a lot. When you can do something consistently for 3 days, it is like magic. And this morning, yeah, we're coming on. I'm coming on. I always come on between like 7:15 when I do these. So just know that, hold on, let me get everybody. Just because I want, even if everyone's not been here, anyone that has not watched it or seen anything, totally fine. You are here today. And I'm going to be creating a way for everyone to watch the replays easily. And giving another week for everyone to like catch up. Because at the end of the day, like tonight, it's all about how to make soul aligned choices. Today is all about how to make soul aligned choices, but there's something that I have not seen I haven't really seen in anything that I've been like researching of like, I've been doing a deep dive into how people make choices, like studying behavior. And now that I'm in school again, I'm like, because we never were taught how to make decisions, right, for ourselves. Sorry for the highway. I don't have my microphone, so I hope that this is not super loud. Hold on. Let's see if... And it feels amazing outside. It's kind of rainy, but it's okay. It's not raining. That's what I just love to be out here. I would love to have a porch where I can, where I can just be outside all the time, even if it is raining. And I just feel a lot more connected when I'm outside. It's just the way that it is. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Amy. Okay, so last night was our second masterclass. We talked about, hi, Carlos. We learned how to tap into our golden shadow, right? That is all we did, is do a energy practice, a meditation of meeting our golden shadow. So what is the golden shadow? The golden shadow is, instead of the dark shadow, in which I talked about this last night, where I don't like to, for me personally, as a coach with my clients, what I have found is, number one, I'm not a therapist, right, yet, right? That's what I'm going to be, but I'm not one yet, and I'm not like the state credential, like I don't want to cross any boundaries, but also a personal preference from my own healing and experience is the more that we focus on what's not working and the negative shadow aspects, the longer it takes. But if we shift over to finding our golden, moving through and busting through and reintegrating our golden shadows, stuff goes a lot faster. And so now I'm not saying it can't. I'm not saying that reintegrating dark shadows won't lead you to integrating the golden ones. I just think that why are we going to do more work than we need to do, right? And I think that when I first started doing shadow alchemy work, this is something I felt, but I didn't want to say it, like in my immersion and as I was being trained and like watching other students do their shadow shit, like as we were practicing and things, and then in our weekly calls where they're like talking about, it's almost like It's almost like we can project our own shadows as a practitioner, because I actually had a girl in that class, run me through a shadow shift and told me that one of my shadows was failure, or being a failure or failing. And I said, no, that's not real. No. And she was like, yeah, I think it is. And I was like, no, it's not. I'm not failure. I have no charge behind that, right? I'm not afraid of being judged for being a failure. And that's how you know when you have integrated something. That's how you know when you have a shadow that's keeping you from doing something. You just ask this one question. What would it feel like if someone were to judge me for this? Right? And so I kept on saying no to her, and all of a sudden I could feel my energy and my nervous system was like, okay, I need to go. I'm done here. I continued to like try to have her lead me, but I didn't trust her anymore. And I gave that feedback because that's what we were there to do. We had to give feedback of like honest feedback. But what I didn't say is like, I just don't think looking at those things are always the most helpful. And so today, what the focus is going to be today is, instead of focusing on what's going wrong in your life, right? Or where you're stuck, what's not happening, all the things that aren't, whatever you're focused on every day. Like for example, for me, I can find myself in the clinic when I'm there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so busy. Oh my gosh, I have so much to do. Oh my gosh. But yesterday I shifted to, I'm so grateful I'm here to help these people. I am so blessed to have the experience I have in this field, to be able to hold this space for these people that I have a different experience with than some other people that are like, oh my gosh, this person's so mean, and oh my gosh, this person is, detoxing and they're mad. And I'm like, I have a different experience with them. And this is what kind of brings me into, when we're stuck, we're trying to have an experience that someone else has said they've had. So, does that make sense for everybody? Is a lot of times when we feel disconnected or stuck, it's because we're identifying with a experience someone else told us of, like, oh my gosh, this person that's coming in right now, they're a bitch, they're mad, they complain all the time. Like, that's what we've heard. But then when they come in, they're not that way. And so it's like, so anyway, I want you guys to think of this right now with anything that you have felt stuck with or disconnected. And by the way, you're going to keep feeling this way. It's not that we're going to get unstuck and it's going to just go away. It's like, oh, I'm never feel disconnected ever again. I'm going to be clear forever. I'm never going to question myself. Like, that's not like Amy, she's a coach. She's a mindset coach, and she knows. And so does Janelle. Janelle, you know this as well. But I want you guys to look for glimmers. They're called glimmers. And so glimmers are things like the opposite of triggers. Triggers are, were activated. Glimmers are, for example, yesterday with my coworker, she really talks back, like not back, but down to, like, about herself. She's like, I'm so stupid. I'm too old. I don't know what I'm doing. And yesterday she did do something that she's like was right. She had the right answer. And you could feel her vibration like just go up a little bit when she was like, oh, I did know the right answer. Right? That's a glimmer. Let's focus on, oh, I do know something. If you guys saw the post yesterday about the question, there's a question I asked. And I said, if you want to raise your vibration a little bit, ask yourself this question. And, it was, what is one word? Choose one word that describes what it feels like when you are connected. Not what, like, you've read in a book or anyone else has told you, but when you are when you're connected to your truth, your soul, your higher self, whatever it is. Think of a time when you felt really connected. And of course, going into the body, doing all of that. But immediately, if you truly do that and you sit and you're like, okay, when I did events, when I first started, that's what I always go to. Oh my gosh, I remember the feeling when I did my first event, my first live at the vendor shows or whatever. And I was so excited to talk to people. And immediately right now, my vibration is like going up. I can feel it. And so that's just to train your brain and your body to start to look for the times you've already had, by the way, because if we're stuck, it's like, oh, I'm trying to create a new experience or something I've never experienced before, but you have. I guarantee you everything you are looking for, you've already experienced that in some way, right? So that's why I asked that. Okay, so today though, it is the mindful, and we're going to do a practice here in a second, and I am going to pull a card from Angels in Your Biz. Okay, but with these glimmers, so if you want a card, I have my thing here, don't worry. I'll pull a card for you this morning. But what this will do is you're going to start to own your gold, own your own golden experiences you've had, your traits that people are like, oh, you're really good at, and the more you raise your vibration and the more you let go of stuff that's weighing you down, the higher you get and the more connected you feel. That's just truth, right? And then when the capacity work to stay to pretty much you're raising your default vibration. So that the way that you have thought, or the way you've been, your default way of being, if it's been like lower vibes, depressed, all those things, remember you are attracting those things to you. But don't make that don't go into shame with that, but once you do this work and you do the capacity work and you know how to move energy in your body and you're working with your nervous system, and I think too, Janelle, you'll have to, or if Amy's still in here too, of now that I'm saying this, I'm like, as we rewire our nervous system, we raise our default vibration, because it all goes together, right? We raise our default vibration to where this is just our natural state. And if you have been feeling stuck, my guess is that you have dropped from your new natural way of being. And so that has caused this oh, wait a minute, what is happening here? Okay. So let me see what you guys have said. If you want a card, this is what this is. And today, your focus is on what is going well in every situation, in every conversation, every time you are just sitting eating lunch outside, or if you're sitting outside, because by now it is hopefully you know how to look for your thoughts and you know how to feel your feelings, you know how to you're turning inward. If you have a hard time doing that, let's get on a call or stick around in here. It's fine if you do, if you're having a hard time doing it, let me know, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys in here. If you don't know how to find your thoughts, feel your feelings, and observe your behaviors, stick around in here. Let me know that. Say, I really don't know, I don't think I know how to do this. Don't pretend that you know how to do something. This is so big. Don't pretend that you know, or say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this thing, I know how to do it, but then you don't do it. Because if you don't do this work, nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. It's all going to stay the same. Okay? If you don't actually get present and become aware and do the mindful practices through the day, nothing's going to change. It's all going to stay the same. Okay. Just had to say that because I don't know. I think sometimes we want to anyway, that's what we do. We're humans. Okay. So I will do a card. Okay. And today it's about moving like you mean it too, because we talked about desire last night. We kind of tapped into it of what is the desired result. That's what's not happening that we want to be happening. That's a good thing to look at, but it's about desire. Like, what is it we want to connect with that desire? If you had a vision and then you were creating it, and then someone, usually it's always other people, let's just be real, okay? It is always other people in our life or in the world, someone who tells us we can't do something, someone tells us that we're being a certain way. We are, there's some outside force tells us that what we're doing is not pleasing to them. And so we start to, not pleasing, but like we're not being supported. And I'm thinking of like when I was at Turning Point and I started to lose my vision with this towards the end. And then the universe is like, bitch, get back to this vision and kicked me out of Turning Point. Totally fine. Don't care now, right? It led me down I needed to do that. I needed to leave, and I just wouldn't leave, which is another thing. But I think that that's what happens. So if you have had a vision and then you have fallen off of it, we're going to connect back into that desire of what it is of why did we want that? Why do we want that to begin with? And that's really what I'm really good at helping people find. But it takes one-on-one work too. It takes consistent work. It takes fucking up and being real and stop blaming everyone else and taking responsibility for our own shit, right? Our own results, instead of waiting for other people to align with those things. So, but today the topic is co-creation, right? Moving like we mean it. I'll change the title of it. But the tone today is bold, queen energy, Janelle, and a commanding presence. I love those words. All right, I'll say it again. Bold, queen energy, I love that, and commanding presence. So when you can move through something, you remember, because Janelle, that's pretty much what happened in these 3 days, right? Is you remembered, like, oh, okay, I remembered what it is. And deciding I can work towards this thing that I want so fucking bad, and I can have a balance and love my family, right? I can show up, but I deserve respect and understanding that this is what I want, because without this, I don't feel as alive. And that is what we're going for, right? And then that commanding presence, to have a big, bold energy of whatever that looks like for you, right? Janelle, we know like what that looks like for you. and that is what we want to stay connected with, because that is, okay. So I want you to close your eyes. We're just gonna get present. Close your eyes for just a couple seconds, couple minutes here. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to just envision your future self is walking toward you. Watch how he or she moves. Watch how she or he speaks. See how she's not rushing. She's not proving. Oh my gosh, I needed this too. She's not rushing. She's not proving. She's just being. Right? She's like the calm in the middle of the storm, because that is her connected to her power. And remember, we cannot be in our power if we are not present. That's such a helpful thing to remember. We cannot be in our power if we are not present and grounded and connected. We just cannot do it. So remaining there with your eyes closed, taking a breath. And now I want you to ask her, what would you have me do today? And then listen. See if you have any thoughts or any directions that you go in. What would you, I think of my higher self, what would you have me do today? Now write this down. You can go ahead and open your eyes. Write this down. The me I'm becoming would never fuck with what today? I love that. The me that I'm becoming, or the me that I just am, I already am, would not fuck with what today? Sentence. The me I'm becoming, or I already am, would never fuck with, would never fuck with focusing on what's not working today. I mean, that to me, that feels, I hate it. I don't like it. I even find myself doing it with like people that I am around. I'm just like, oh, well, what is going well? How are you? I mean, I'm a coach, so that's probably why I do that. And she'd absolutely go all in on what? That's the next part of it. And she'd absolutely, or she will absolutely go all in on herself. That's what I'm going to put. Herself. On her mental and emotional and energetic state of being. That's what's important to me right now, for me. And so now I want you to move your body like it's already done. Shoulders back, your chin high. You're not here to hope. You're here to fucking move, right? You're not here to hope. You're here to fucking move. And I think that this is, I said this last night, if you're wanting to stay in your comfort zone, own that. It's okay. Own it. But don't complain about things not looking the way you want if you are staying comfortable, right? You just can't. So that's what's keeping you stuck, is the resistance you're having, or the back and forth, or the judgment, the self-shame, the self-guilt. Like, that's the stuckness. And so I want you to say this: I am her now. Then go show the world. I am her now, and I'm going to go show the fucking world. Or I'm going to show myself today that I am her now. And so I want you guys to today, again, focusing on the glimmers, which I will tell you more specifically what glimmers are really quickly. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Angie. You guys, I have these. I'm going to pull a couple cards if anybody wants them. Stacy, I'm pretty sure I know, because I think your test is today. I will call you here in just a little bit. Let me tell you what a glimmer is. I will post this in the chat too. Okay, in our group chat, I'll post this in, because I'm going to do a recording over there. But I want you to look for the glimmers. Okay, come on. Glimmers. Okay, so some examples of glimmers today are watching the sunrise, which is cloudy and rainy, but it's still beautiful outside. So this is a glimmer. I'm already giving one to you beside the highway. A cool breeze on a warm spring day, or seeing a shooting star, or a walk through the forest, or wherever you are. Holding a newborn baby, that has like a little glimmer. Oh my gosh. Okay, I might have to go inside. Relaxing with a candle, cuddling up on the sofa, reading a book, going for a drive. But I think it's when glimmers are too, of when you're around someone who's like really proud of themselves, right? You can focus on like glimmers of, or when someone says, thank you for being who you are, right? You can be like, oh yeah, or glimmers of, ooh, I get to, what is it that I really want to have for lunch today? Like, can I enjoy what I'm going to have for lunch today? I mean, for me, that would be amazing if I could just have a lunch. And I think I'll have one today. But look up glimmers. I want you guys to look up glimmers. I'll find some more examples of them. And just throughout the day, look for them. That's where your focus goes. Okay? All right. So let me look on here. Oh, here we go. I think I found a better thing of, okay, glimmers are the opposite of triggers. They're tiny moments of awe. They spark joy. They have a positive effect on your mental health, okay? They are micro moments causing tiny mood shifts, okay? Tiny vibrational shifts. They send cues of safety to our nervous system, Okay, so that's what we want. We want that feeling of safety. They bring feelings of ease and contentment. Our body responds with positive energy. They allow us to feel hope when we're lost. Our nervous system is strengthened by them, and they can help increase our well-being. Once we start embracing them, it can become a beautiful way to see the world around us. That's what we're doing today, okay? All right, let me see who, and I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to pull a card, and then we will get off of here. The wind went down, so that's good. Let me pull a card. Janelle, I see you there. I don't see anyone else. It's fine. I'll find out. Okay. All right, good morning. You're good. I'm about to take my coffee to the patio. I wish I did. Oh, okay, Carlos, my passion and desire is completely focused on the well-being of another person, not myself. Okay, so what is it? What is it? What about you? How can you put your focus onto yourself then? I'll tell you how. You can decide that today. You can just decide, okay, I'm going to just focus on myself today. And when you do that, are you afraid to be called selfish? Or what is it that comes up for you, Carlos? Okay, Janelle, here is your card. If you guys, whoever wants a card, just let me know. Oh, hold on. Let me turn this off. Okay, so I will... And also, if you have a hard time, here, Janelle. Ooh, power. That's just a perfect card. But being in your power, you are the expert. You're the expert. This is what we're really going into in Relaunch Your Soul Academy, is like bringing out your expertise. Because you have in your business and what your expertise is, and your expertise is in making jewelry and in making the totes that I tie-dyeing. I have no idea how to do any of that. Your expertise is in your experiences, your life experiences. You have a lot of wisdom. It's time to remember that. I also think that another thing that can happen when we are this is why I started my own business. I'm still working on making enough, my desire is to work for myself. I don't want anyone else to be in control of my financial destiny, right? I want to do what I can to create that money. And I think, and Janelle you have the same energy. And I think when we start to put our happiness, we have this thing we want and it's in someone else's hands, that's a difficult thing. Like, we want it so bad, but it requires someone else to make a decision, right? And tonight we're going to talk about how to make those soul-aligned decisions. But the way to do that, oh my gosh, I said in the beginning, the way to do soul-aligned decisions is you have to find the glimmers. You have to be looking at abundance. To make a soul-aligned decision, you cannot be focused on what's not happening. You have to be, and this is what no one talks about, you cannot make a soul-aligned decision, looking at what's not working. Or placing, depending on if someone else is happy. You will never make it. That is not soul-aligned. That is like totally, that's a good clue of we're out of alignment. So focusing on, okay, this is what I want and this is the decision I'm going to make. And again, it's all comes down to, all of that. So, okay, power today, your action for you, Janelle, is, where'd it go? Okay, you're the expert. I want you to own it today. Your guidance is asking you to stop looking outside yourself for validation. You are enough. Please stop comparing yourself, your business, or anything else to other people. Chances are you're not even comparing the right things anyway. They don't have what you do, sister, not even close, okay? So maybe there's a part of you that doesn't fully trust in your own uniqueness, but your angels do. So if you're open to it, they'd like to reveal it to you now. And you got this power card, which means you're on the brink of stepping into your power on a whole another level. And I love how it's Emily Aaron's. I love how she says that, because I think there are levels to us stepping in our power. You know, at first, when we first step into it, we're like, ooh, I've never been here before. And then you're like, you go to another level and another level. And so I think that's what's been happening, Janelle. It's just like this expansion of, okay, I'm ready to go to the next level up of whatever is of my power, of embracing that. And so it takes courage to be you. Are you ready to go to that next level? I love these cards. Okay, Stacy, and it is starting to sprinkle, so I'm going to have to go in. Whew, here we go. I know you guys love these on Mindful Mornings, so the last day I had to do this. Okay, Stacy, prioritize. Prioritize. Pick one thing. One thing, which I know the one thing today is going to be your test. But prioritize. So here is what? Pick one thing. Have you been feeling overwhelmed recently? The angels are reminding you to pick the one thing that will move you closer to your big goal, and only do that. It's all a good time to look at delegating tasks that are just keeping you busy. Simply focus on serving at your highest level and do the work to support that direction. But I also want to say, because you have your test today, that to focus a lot on you're already qualified. You've already passed the test. You're already where you want to be. This is just the physical world catching up with that energetic, right? But prioritizing not just the physical things, prioritizing your mental health, your emotional health, and this is for everybody. Like, what are you prioritizing? Like Carlos, it sounds like you're prioritizing someone else's desires and someone else's needs. And if that is the case, that's just say that. Okay, I am prioritizing someone else's needs. Does that make me happy? No. So, I mean, does it? Yes, no. Okay, let's maybe so, whatever. Because sometimes it does feel good to prioritize our partner's need or whoever's needs it is. But all the time, never doing it for ourselves. Yeah, no. Okay. All right, you guys. I think I'm done. I think we're done. Let me see if anyone else said anything. Good morning. Okay. All right, Stacy. So prioritize. Janelle. Let me see here. Let's see here. All right. You guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. If you have not watched the other master classes, it's fine. We're going to be going tonight. We're going to wrap it all up with the last step in how to get unstuck and how to really, and you guys, yeah, how to really do it and how to start to make those soul-aligned decisions and how to be more confident in what it is that you're doing and moving towards in the vision that you have and, you know, the actions that you're taking. And so, yeah. So, okay, you guys, I love you guys. Have a great Thursday. I will see you later. Bye.